Wish me luck. I'm shaking, but I did it without getting sprayed. My morning prayer to the sunrise was not heard this morning. I'm geared up. Not that this would protect me if it sprayed. It shouldn't spray now that I have the trap covered. Covering it up without being seen is the hardest part. I have to go move that trap before I can let the dogs out. Wish me luck. That's my least favorite way to start the day. I always have to remind myself that the alternative to trapping animals is waking up to a coop full of dead birds. And I've been through that already. I've also had injured birds that are very, very hard to take care of. I had Edith for the whole winter after my raccoon attack. She ended up prolapsing, breaking an egg inside of her, not being able to lay properly, and eventually I had to do her down. It's taken care of now. On with the day. So that's how I handle skunk trapping without being sprayed. I was taught this by my neighbor, who again has a lifetime experience of trapping. I've learned a lot about trapping since I moved here. Obviously not something I've ever done before, never having lived in the country like this. The only thing I've ever caught in that trap is a raccoon or a skunk. If it's a raccoon, it's a little bit simpler as long as it doesn't bust out of the catch live trap. And I've had that happen. The first raccoon I trapped was very large and trap savvy and actually got out of that cage twice before eventually I was able to catch him. If it's a skunk, it's a little bit trickier because you don't want to be sprayed. When I set the trap at night, I cover half of it with a blanket, and that allows me to take a glance at what's inside, if anything, in the morning. Best case scenario, if the blanket is still on top of the cage, I can go around to the covered side, use a stick, and just flip it over the other side. Typically, the blanket's either been pulled inside by the animal or it's blown off. So what I try to do is approach the cage from the front. Fortunately, today the animal was right behind the door, so it couldn't see me. As long as it doesn't see me, it won't spray. My trapping count is pretty high this year. I've already trapped 5 raccoons, and this is my 5th skunk. The second one I trapped sprayed the blanket once I had it over the cage because there was a little corner and it caught a glimpse of me. That was awful. Even though I didn't get sprayed directly, it was putrid. So this morning I didn't get sprayed, got it off the property, on with the day. Trapping is nobody's favorite part of homesteading, but it has to be done. If I didn't have the cats roaming the property, I could simply put the catch live trap in a feed bag, and that would make it a lot easier if I trapped something. But in my case, I have to get a glance at what's in the cage because it potentially could be a cat. It's very unlikely, and if it was a cat, they would be meowing. But I do always take a glance just in case. Well, not the best start to the day, but done now, and on with my chores. Everybody's out looking for a meal right now. My neighbor just sent me this photo of a coyote laying on his neighbor's property. Scary. Well, that's how to trap a skunk without getting sprayed with Katie Kate on the Homestead. I am 4 out of 5 this year managing it without any issues. Hopefully I'm getting better the more experience I gain. Also, hopefully, you are not having to contend with anything like this, but if you are, there's some tips and tricks to get you in and out of the situation unharmed. Well, that's it for this morning. Until next time, as always, hope you're doing well, staying safe, enjoying the fall, and not having to trap any skunks. I'm Katie Kate on the Homestead, and I'll see you later.